South African President Cyril Ramaphosa is set to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington today. The South African presidency says the focus of the meeting will focus on resettling relations and finding a way forward. Relations have reached a new low point following Trump's return to the White House. Trump has taken aim at South Africa, citing disapproval of its land reform policy, which aims to address historic inequalities after a 2017 audit found that 72% of farmland was still owned by whites. He also disapproves of South Africa's genocide case before the International Court of Justice against U.S. ally Israel. The latest standoff is over Washington's resettlement of white Afrikaners that the U.S. president claims are victims of genocide. South Africa has strongly rejected the allegation. The Trump administration cut funding to the country in February and also refuses to send representatives to G20 meetings currently chaired by South Africa.
Well, we are a sovereign country and we are a very proud nation, and we preserve our sovereignty, and we will always do what is best for South Africans. Well, the trade relations are the most important. That's what has brought us here. We want to come out of the United States with a really good trade deal, investment, promotion. We invest in the United States and they invest in us. And we want to strengthen those relations, and we want to consolidate good relations between our two countries.
For more on this, let's bring in Dr. Sizo Nkala, who's an international affairs expert and postdoctoral research fellow. He joins from the University of Johannesburg. He joins us via Zoom this hour. Doctor, thank you very much for joining us. I'll begin by asking you about this visit, which we've heard about, President Cyril Ramaphosa's visit coming between tensions. Heightened tensions, rather, between the two nations, the U.S. and South Africa. Is the meeting likely to thaw relations between them now that he is the G20 chair?
Well, good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers. Well, it's hard to say, as the meeting comes at a time when the bilateral relationship is at an all-time low. The two countries don't see eye to eye on almost every issue, especially on international stage. With Donald Trump's very unpredictable personality, the meeting could take any direction, so it's very hard to tell. But however, I think the meeting is an important starting point towards promoting mutual understanding and cooperation on issues of common interest. And also, we have to remember that personal relationships are very important in Donald Trump's foreign policy outlook. So if he strikes a personal chord with President Cyril Ramaphosa, we might see an improvement in the relationship between the two countries.
Right, and Dr. Nkala, South Africa has, of course, been a key trading partner of the United States, but recent tariffs announced by the Trump administration do not seem to favor the country in any way. Will this meeting then reverse South Africa's fortunes, and which sectors are likely to benefit there?
Yeah, trade will certainly be at the top of the agenda in this meeting. It is absolutely important that South Africa retains its access to the U.S. market. So the future of South Africa's automobile industry, its agricultural industry, is hanging on the outcomes of this meeting. The value of South Africa's automobile exports to the U.S. Stands at around $2 billion. It supports, I think, tens of thousands of jobs. So Donald Trump being a transactional president, South Africa must put an attractive offer on the table for him. But I think President Ramaphosa should be careful not to compromise South Africa's sovereignty to salvage its trade relationship with the U.S.
Right, and critics do say that Pretoria holds significant geopolitical importance, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. Some would argue that its diplomatic policy, especially on crucial global events, could be a source of concern for the current U.S. administration. What's your take on this?
Well, Washington has already registered its displeasure and its disapproval of South Africa's foreign policy choices. Taking Israel to the International Court of Justice, choosing to be neutral in the Russia-Ukraine war, holding military exercises with China and Russia, and also its close relations with Iran. These choices have wrapped Washington off the wrong way. But I do think it would be very unfortunate if South Africa alters its foreign policy to please the United States. The two countries must find a way of working with each other regardless of differences in foreign policies.
Right. And finally, Doctor, what are the likely outcomes from this visit?
Well, I think there will be a trade deal one way or the other because Donald Trump wants to show that his trade policies are working, and then him striking a trade deal with the US biggest trading partner in Africa will be a major achievement. The two parties may also find a way of, paving way for Elon Musk's Starlink investment in South Africa, which Musk has held back over his complaints about South Africa's black economic empowerment laws. And also maybe they may find common ground on geopolitical issues such as Russia, Ukraine, the DRC conflict, where South Africa is an influential actor there. And then also maybe when it comes to the US approach to the G20, maybe they might agree to get the US to participate in the G20 meetings. So I think those are some of the outcomes we may be looking forward to.